What is up, guys? We are back here with the Battle of the Ages, trying to get this 4-1. That's what I'm looking for. We're here for the 5th and final match with the list that you see on screen now. And with that said, let's just jump straight into it. I want to play this match. Currently, our only loss is to the deck Neoform, which, as you may or may not know, is probably Amulet's worst matchup. I don't really think there's any way you can reasonably win that matchup if you get paired against it as an Amulet Titan player, but against everything else, we've managed to eke out the wins so far. So far so good, I would say. I'm not at all unhappy about losing to Amulet's worst matchup. So hopefully we don't get paired against Neoform again. Hopefully we get paired against something fun to play against, at the very least. I tend to be pretty tame when it comes to, getting salty and all of that. But even I get a little annoyed when I see a Neoform opponent just over there to do their thing and demolish us as fast as possible. I'm pretty sure that video was like maximum like 11 minutes long or something, when usually they're like 20-something. So, I mean, at least it's fast. Although, like, half of the time spent in-game, as fast as they are, is waiting for your opponent to either kill you or not kill you and concede to their own gameplay. So, I mean, I don't know. So we have a turn 3 Dryad and a turn 4 Titan on the draw, though. I have no clue what my opponent could be playing either. I don't know. It might be too slow, but I'm going to keep it. It's got all the lands we need. It's got an untapped Source and Cavern, and then once we have a Dryad in play, this Castle Garenbrig will be entering untapped as well. We don't want to top deck more lands, but, well, now we want to top deck a Ghost Quarter. Okay. I see you, deck. I see what you have in mind here. So we'll now just lean on this Castle Garenbrig. I say it every time, and so far it has not happened yet, but I would like to top deck an Arboreal Grazer to go along with this Castle Garenbrig. Oh, we're playing Eldrazi Tron. That's much different. I'm not sure that Ghost Quarter is even particularly good against Eldrazi Tron until you've already got a board state established. It's a Titan. Okay. I guess we're playing Field of the Dead and passing it back. This Chalice is pretty annoying as well, blanking the Summoner's Pact, but of course we just naturally top decked Primeval Titan right after they play the Chalice, so, and no Thought-Knot Seer here it would look like, although I guess there's no reason for them to play it pre-combat. Uh-oh. Another Matter Reshaper? Oh, Ballista for 1. Interesting. It's not what I expected. Amulet is quite good here. Let's get this Growth Chamber into play, I suppose. Well, things might be looking good for us, despite how odd it seemed to start. Let's pick up the Garenbrig, I suppose. Don't really want to expose it, I guess. Although, I mean, we have a bounce land out, so there's not a whole lot we can do about being exposed. And if they had played a second Tron land, I'd be more interested in playing Ghost Quarter here, but I'm not really interested in trading their 2-mana source for a 1-mana source and just trying to cut them off of 1 mana. I am a little scared of a possible Thought-Knot Seer, but I don't know. We can play the Garenbrig and not be exposed to a Tectonic Edge, and if they Ghost Quarter, then we'll still be able to Titan next turn, so I'll just play out the Garenbrig, actually. Cascading Cataracts. That's one that you don't see very often. Indestructible, filters 5 colors mana, and 5 mana of any combination of colors. I wonder what that means. Well, now they have the Thought-Knot Seer. That's kind of a shame. Yep, that's pretty brutal. Stirrings. This can find a Tolaria West, hopefully. Or it can actually just find the Valakut straight up. See, Tolaria West can get... I don't think we have any mainboard engineer explosives. Let me go check. just to make sure. Oh, we do have mainboard engineered explosives. So we could explosives to blow up their chalice on 0, and I think that's going to be the play. That way, that gets us out from underneath this lock much better than just getting a Valakut into play. So we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we can't quite cast a Titan after we do this, but that means we will have enough mana to blow up the chalice this turn. And if we do it, we also blow up the Walking Ballista too, so yeah, we'll play this out. We'll name Giant. So this is a play that I've been hoping to get on camera because it doesn't happen that often, but it is a very sweet play. And that is that you can cast Engineered Explosives with X equals 1, and then use a colorless land to pay for it, as long as you tap it for the colorless, obviously. And that way, you get an Explosives with a Sunburst of 0, so entering with 0 counters, and then you can use it to blow up all the 0 drops, including Walking Ballista and Chalice here. So, do we want to pick up the bounce land? I'm thinking no. We'll pick up the Cavern, I guess. And we'll go ahead and blow this now so they don't get the chance to grow their Walking Ballista. And we'll pass it back. If they happen to have another Chalice or something, then I will Summoner's Pact in response to them casting it. I guess for that reason, maybe it would have been better to hold on to one of the bounce lands, but I also want to get as many lands into play as possible for setting up Field of the Dead and, I guess, possibly Valakut. Well, the mainboard Talari West and Engineer Explosives are already paying off. They're miles away from Tron, so don't have to worry about that. Although we can try to prioritize getting Ghost Quarter as one of our land drops this upcoming turn if they do happen to play another Tron land. Oh, or they just concede. I don't think... Oh, they saw the Summoner's Pact perhaps from the Thought-Knot Seer? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see how they would have known that we had a Titan rolled up here. But I guess that is how. I don't think we want a second Explosives, to be honest. One does the job. I definitely want Force of Vigor. Probably want Baloth too, since it trades with their Thought-Knot Seers and just straight up brick walls their Matter Reshapers. Tracker's great. Rex Sage is great. If they're playing Karns, I'm gonna want Beast Within, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring in 2. Dismember, I'm not sure about. Pact Mitigation is weak against Chalice, so I'm not loving that. We'll go ahead and start cutting things and see if we have extra things to cut. So don't want the Summoner's Pact. Stirrings is alright, but we don't need that many of it. Azusa is probably great in this matchup. Grazer, not the worst, not the best. Fog does nothing. Huh. The question is, do we want Baloths or do we want Dismembers? I think we want Baloths, rather. It's a little close, though. Is it worth it to have the one Engineered Explosives just for the play that I actually just showed you in Game 1? I'm not sure. Because we have Reclamation Sage, potentially, for that kind of thing, and we also could have just taken the Valakut there and probably gotten there off of Valakut plus Dryad. I don't know. Tricky sideboarding here. I think we definitely want Beast Within for sure. We can trim on Explore. I do like Explore in this matchup, though. Maybe the Explosives doesn't do enough. Only hitting Chalice is not enough for me to want Explosives, I think. In fact, we're boarding down on packs specifically so we don't get blown out by Chalice, so we can trim a Grazer, I guess. Although they block, which I do like. I don't know. And then there's a question of Dismembers or no Dismember. I'm actually gonna switch the Baloths for Dismembers, I think. The only issue with that is Baloth can clock a Karn and Dismember cannot. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Baloths, and we'll reevaluate after Game 2. Y'all gotta let me know what you do against Eldrazi Tron. Do you think that Dismember is good for this matchup? Would you prefer to have Obstinate Baloth, or do you have any thoughts on that whatsoever? I still have no clue what the best line is. I think this is a keepable hand, though. Having an Amulet on the opener is generally pretty good against them. And we got an Accelerated Titan, if we happen to draw it. Although we need a green source for that to work out, but... I mean, if they just lead Eldrazi Temple into Eldrazi Temple into Thought-Knot Seer, I'm going to be a little miffed. We definitely want to cast this Dryad onto, so we'll play Cavern. Guess we'll name Beast, since that casts both of these guys. And let's get this Amulet out. Hold on. Because if they have something to blow it up, I don't know what they would have to blow up an Amulet, because I don't think that they have much they can do about an Amulet. So actually, let's just go ahead and get this into play. It'll put us a land drop down, potentially, although once we get the Dryad in play, it undoes that, but... Oh, there's Second Temple. Here's Thought-Knot's here. Okay, well, we'll see what they do here. Dryad's a good pick, but Baloth is also a good pick. Of note, they're exiling it, so Baloth won't go into play if they do choose Baloth. And they don't. Not terribly surprised here. Let's just get Garenbrig out, I suppose. And then we'll Grazer in another land, I think, as well. Just so we can go ahead and get this chump block lined up, and, I guess a second Garenbrig in play. Now we have Titan next turn if we draw it. Because we can play the Sanctuary, float 2, and have 4 to activate Garenbrig, so... yeah, we'll go ahead and chump block. I don't see a reason not to. If we had the red-white land, a Boros Garrison, or Slayer's Stronghold, either one, I might consider keeping the Grazer for a turn or two, just because Grazer is able to potentially clock a Karn in that type of situation, but... Titan, come on, Titan. Titan. Titan and not Summoner's Pact. Okay, none of those things. So instead, let's get the Sunhome out there. And let's get a Baloth into play. We'll pass it back. Things are looking pretty good for them, I'm not gonna lie. This Thought-Knot Seer has not done as much work as I thought it would, actually. Smasher, that's fine. Still need to draw a Titan. Let's get a Sanctuary in play, I guess. Just so that we can start getting towards double strike mana here on our Sunhome. I think we cannot afford to attack, sadly. Maybe picking up Garenbrig was a mistake there, because now we have to play a land in order to cast our Titan. It was probably better to pick up Cavern of Souls. Oh well. This is a lot of damage coming through, but we could still potentially have a Titan to get us back into this game. Crumbling Vestige is not doing it. That does let us double strike, though. Like right now, if we wanted to, but there's no way they block. I think we're just dead. If we block the Smasher, we take 5, 6, 10, so yeah, we're just dead. Okay, that sucks. So, Baloth not really holding its ground there against Thought-Knot Seer. It gained us quite a lot of life, actually, but it did not draw us the card, and I think that would have been more important. So, I'm gonna go with Dismember instead for this game. Still haven't seen a Karn just yet, so maybe it's a little too quick to pull the trigger on Force of Vigor, but I'm not sure. I don't mind that Force of Vigor does happen to blow up a Chalice as well, though. So, I think I'll keep it. We'll trim an Explorer, maybe? Nah, I like Explorer. Let's trim the Ancient Stirrings, I guess. We'll go this way. Actually, bringing in another Explorer. Yes. We will be on the play. Okay. This is a turn 2 Explorer, turn 3 Dryad, potentially turn 4 Titan kind of hand with all the lands that we need. I don't know. It's still missing, notably, Primeval Titan, but I'll keep it. I think it's good enough. That's just my general feeling. Hopefully we can get this Dryad in underneath the Thought-Knot Seer this time. Probably leading on Breeding Pool here. Breeding Pool into Castle. Seems like a decent way to start it out. Power Plant. Interesting. Yeah, let's play out the green source, I suppose. Not playing Garenbrig here because I don't want to give him the information. Yeah, let's go Cavern. Name Giant. And pass it back. I guess their plan is to search for an Eldrazi temple? I guess we go ahead and show them the castle now. We'll pick up Basic Forest, I guess? Yeah, that's fine. There's the Eldrazi temple. Here's a Thought-Knot Seer, most probably. Let's just top deck a Primeval Titan and get there. That would be nice. Or dismember into Primeval Titan. Explore. We could still potentially cast a Primeval Titan this turn if we cast this Explore, so let's start there. Another Dryad. That's not the worst, actually. Let's play some lands out first, I suppose, just because it's the technically correct thing to do. Although, to be honest, playing the Sanctuary was probably a mistake here. I want a bounce land in hand, so I guess we'll just pick it back up. Feels weird, but I think it is going to be better than anything else. Because if we top deck a Valakut, this Sanctuary represents a way to potentially kill Thought-Knot Seers or Smashers or whatever it is that they feel like putting into play. If they swing with their Thought-Knot Seer, I don't know if we double block or not, because we could be playing into a Dismember. Well, now I doubt that they're going to attack. I wonder what they get here. If they sideboarded Chalice, then that would be a pretty good one to go grab. Otherwise, it's probably either engineered, what is it called? Ensnaring Bridge. Could be Ensnaring Bridge or Liquid Metal Coating. Yep. That's the other one. Those two are the main suspects against Titan. Man, speaking of Titan, we just need to draw one. Do I play out one of these lands? I guess we want the Sanctuary in play now that we have an additional bounce land. And I guess we play the Forest too. We could swing both of these Dryads at the Karn, but then we lose one. I just don't think that's gonna do it. Alright, deck, we need you to produce a Primeval Titan. Once we get a Titan into play, I don't even know if we need to attack with it, to be honest. So we put in a Titan, we get Valakut and Vesuva, copy a bounce land, that'll be 2 Valakut triggers. We pick up the Vesuva, replay it on Valakut, that'll be 2 more. So that's 4 triggers. Then we play Simic Growth Chamber, that's 6 triggers, and then we get 1 more play with the Simic Growth Chamber, and that's lethal. even if they have a dismember. We can attack, though. Although, if we attack, we don't actually get to... Well, we can get Valakut and Slayer Stronghold and play Growth Chamber, pick up the Stronghold, and replay the Stronghold, and be able to haste. I don't know if that's going to be worth it, though. I mean, we have the Titan. The question is, do we go for the attack or not? Let's do it this way, I suppose. We're definitely playing the Titan. They might just scoop to the Titan, to be honest, and make it so we don't have to actually think about this. By the way, I was so busy thinking about what we would do with the Primeval Titan, I didn't give proper celebration to the fact that we actually drew it. That's insane. Let's yield. So, if they have double dismember, we're not going to kill them with the Dryad thing anyways, so I'm going to go for the line that lets us get Valakut and also attack. So I'm going to go for Valakut and the Slayer's Stronghold to play around double dismember here. Let's just throw everything at them, I guess. I think that's going to be better than anything else. Always yes. Save targets. Always yield. Pull Growth Chamber. And pick up the Stronghold. And we win the match. Alright. Looks like that was, in fact, good enough. We ripped the Titan in just that last turn that we needed it. So, very happy to see that. Very happy to see that. Of course, Magic Online's giving us all these notifications. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, because of where I've situated my head in the frame, you may not have even seen them all, but I was over there like XXX trying to close all these extra notifications. Magic Online's going crazy too. They're really happy that we won that match, and I am too. I think that Titan's in a great position. Yeah, let's see. How do we feel about the addition of the Tolaria West? I kind of like it, to be honest. The mainboard Engineered Explosives is alright as well, but I think we actually could do without it. We did win that one game, that first game against our Eldrazi Tron opponent just now, by having the mainboard Engineered Explosives, but I don't know if it's necessary. I can't think of very many times where I just naturally drew an Engineered Explosives or Tolaria Wested for it, and it happened, like, to be so good that we, like, won the game because of it, or even, like, a lot of times we're drawing things like Engineered Explosives when, if it had been, say, a Tireless Tracker, it would have been much better. I actually kind of like the idea of a Tireless Tracker main more than the one Engineered Explosives, but maybe it makes sense with the Tolaria West, I'm not sure. But, yeah, regardless, the list feels solid. I think if you play anything even remotely similar to this, that you will do well. I personally like the flavor of having two Vesuvas. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I'm not going to stop, y'all. I just like having another Vesuva. Vesuva is one of the cards in this deck that I would call my favorite card, believe it or not. It's kind of a weird one to have an attachment to, but I have two Vesuvas in paper, too, and it's just great. You can do some pretty silly things with two Vesuvas in the main board. That I will say. Anyways, thank you for joining me along this journey. Just another 4-1 with Amulet. No big deal. Just the average. What else would you expect, you know? Anyways, this is Red Face Menace, signing off. I'll see you in the next league.